Well, hello there, YouTube. Petey Twofinger here. I'm going to do a two-part video. Part one is a review. Part two is going to be more of an unboxing. This is going to be for the Kayfun Mini 2.1 by Ivogo. Or do you say Kayfun Mini 2.1 by Ivogo? Either way, this is an excellent little atomizer. Not exactly little, though. As you can see, it's like the towering inferno. It's absolutely ridiculous in the three-piece extended mode. The unit comes with a polycarbonate or plastic, cracker tank, meaning if you run your Satan's Cinnamon Red Hot Lover e-juice in there, it's gonna eventually that's gonna crack the tank. So there's these two stainless steel sections that come with two chimneys, a shorty and a longy. So you see where my finger is here. If I were to run it in like the sane mode, it'd be a little bit shorter. Now, according to the specs, the unit can hold between 1.6 milliliters and 4 mils of e-juice. Now, I've read of 6 mils, which I'm not exactly sure. I will tell you, I do not enjoy refilling my tanks, but in the case of this unit, I keep it running around 2 mils, I think, is about where it's at. Honestly, getting to the review portion of this, there are two reasons why I would say yes, get this is besides the price, flavor. It's absolutely tops. I don't think you're going to find a tank. Some of these tanks, not the best for tasting the flavor in the juice. Kayfun Mini is top of its class. I don't think there is another tank that can rival this flavor production, we'll call it. Number two benefit, where this thing really shines, is with consistency. And I'm not sure if this has to do with its design, how tall and skinny it is, where there's like additional gravity pressing down on the juice, causing it to wick up into the system better. Probably completely wrong about that. What I can tell you as a fact is, man, is this thing consistent. No matter how fast you vaping on it, it's consistent. You never get a burnt hit, you never get a dry hit. It always tastes absolutely fantastic.
Gusty, don't go. Come on, stay and be friends, Gustin. It's time for tweets. And you got some goobies in your eye, friendo. Come on, friendo. You got goobies in your eye, Gustin.
Yeah, man, oh man, excellent flavor. Man, oh man, is it consistent. But man, oh man, does it leak when you fill it. And I have seen there's like a method on YouTube where you fill it up from the top, you pull the cap off, tighten down the airflow control screw, put your finger over the air intake valve, and you go ahead and fill it up, and then you take the top cap and you get it like half threaded on there, and then you throw some salt over your shoulder, you hum the Macarena, and you do like Curly and the Three Stooges, that whoop, 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 like backwards duck walk, while you tighten it and then turn it over, and then it won't leak as much. I am not really intelligent enough to be able to comprehend what someone read to me when they read about this on the internet. I couldn't figure it out. The unit ships with this, I guess I would call this a medium gauge plastic dropper bottle. So you put your juice in here. You go to fill it. There is this ball bearing fill valve. So you, and well, it isn't exactly, it's like, because it takes a while. I don't know if you can see, it's a thin diameter. It's like, looking at this, it's like a half a mil, maybe even a little less. So as you can imagine, exercise patience and a steady hand. Pack a lunch and get all settled in if you're going to fill it up that way. Which I've done it. I've tried it both ways. I've done that a bunch of times. It always seems to leak a little bit out the fill hole. After you're done filling it, you'll hit on it. It's a little gurgly, and then after you've hit on it, gravity will push that extra juice and it comes out the air hole. That sucks. There's nothing worse than getting, e-juice on. I mean, I don't know if I'm like HDD or whatever, like washing my hands too much. I kind of do. I like to like not have, you know, especially sticky shit all over my hands, you know. One of the reasons I got married. But, so what I've been doing, I do the top fill. So you got to tighten down the air screw. You have to put your finger over the hole, and then you fill it. You know, there's the center post or the chimney, and then the outer diameter. So in between those two, I usually don't even use a needle tip bottle. I'll use the regular dropper bottle or a glass dropper. Fill it up, and then I go ahead and tighten the cap down all the way. Open up that air valve, hit on it. It's a little gurgly, and then immediately I'll take this, depress it, squeeze it in good, and right when I'm done taking a hit on it, when that juice is going to come leaking out of that hole, I'll jam this bottle into the hole and then slowly release as it creates the vacuum. And instead of having the juice leak all over, it sucks it into this bottle. So I'll do that about 3 or 4 times, and then that way it's just a lot less of a mess in the long run. So that is the one drawback. It's a huge drawback. It really is. It sucks. I wish there was a way where I could figure out how to fill this without leaking a drop. Unfortunately, that's not the case. I think that's not the case with a lot of the Kayfun designs. What do you get in return? Well, you get this unbelievably good flavor and consistency. So, in my case, it made it worth it. I mean, I'm not Joe Atomizer collection, but I've got a lot of stuff here. I've got Naughty, Mini Naughty, all kinds of Pro Tank stuff, Kanger stuff. I've got Typhoon GT2. I've got a Limo, legit. I got the Squape reloaded. So I mean, it's not like I don't really know what I'm talking about. But then again, compared to most of the guys who are doing these demos, like their collections, I really have no right. Now this piece, I will suppose I should show you this on its own. This came from a company called Fast Tech. Cost about $5.24 for this, and I absolutely love this. I went ahead and ordered another one. This is a display base, which they also have this on a little bit of a larger version of this called an ignition base. There are some issues with those models you can overcome if you're a handy guy. And they run about $15. This is kind of a love-hate piece. I happen to love it. Paying $15 for this. The unit that I received didn't have any real issues. It hasn't broken yet. If it does break, I can repair it. But this is basically the same thing. It's called a sticker, a mini sticker. It enables you to, so it's not so tall, because of course, something like this, you have to have a stand for it. A little bit about me on the personal side. I play in my family band. For many years, I make music with my wife and kids, and I play electric guitar. I sit on a stool because I operate foot pedals, and so I sit when I play. And I've got like a rack next to me. There's like a computer with a rack with equipment in it, the monitor on top of that, and that's where I keep my vaping stuff. So to have a bunch of these units standing up on this end table-ish thing that's kind of high, right at the same level where my guitar neck is going to be moving around, when I with the drinking and got my eyes closed and the LSD kicks in, I'm gonna, atomizers, $60 pieces flying everywhere, would be a really bad idea. So I went ahead and purchased a hammer. That's going to be another review, and I'm thinking they have smaller units. They have smaller like E-pipe units that would work really well with this device. So you could picture running, because of its length, you could get a pipe and run this like that, and it would look cool. You could get that's one of these with an angle, and have that on your E-pipe. In this particular case, we're talking running it on the mini sticker. That's exactly what I do. Some of these are Eagle batteries. I have 6 of these from when I started running CE4s and mini Pro tanks and stuff work really well with these batteries, and they're cheap. You know, 2 for $10 on eBay or whatever. When I started, so I do run a beauty ring here with a little Eagle 510 threading adapter. They have the ones that's just threaded, small thread to the large, and that the purpose of that is some of these batteries, when you thread them onto this base, when they end up getting snug, the button will be facing in where you can't activate it. So if you add that little extension piece on there and then use a beauty ring to cover it, it'll end up where that it turns it around just by chance. The button is on the outside. And then you can also, I have these 45-degree drip tip adapters. So no matter where, you know, this offsets the drip tip to sit at this angle. No matter where my button is, I can always get a nice ergonomic match utilizing a bent drip tip and the 45. I can really get it to a comfortable ergonomic position of the drip tip, as opposed to which direction the button would be facing. So yeah, that's how I run my Kayfun Mini, is on a mini sticker with an Eagle battery with a angled drip tip, sometimes utilizing a 45. I like to run it in hyper extension mode, full on length, and that's just to match the length of the batteries. Of course, you could run this lower, which would reduce risk of toppling. Like I was mentioning over there with the guitar, you never want to really be knocking your stuff over too much. So that's a little bit of an issue. But out of all my tanks, I always find myself like, oh, there's that standby. I know, you know, I run my preferred flavors of juices in it because it tastes so much better. Really is an excellent value. These units sell at Fast Tech for around $24 for the Ivogo kit, which I'm going to be doing the unboxing, showing off everything that's inside of there in the companion piece for this video, so you can look for that if you're interested. I would say definitely a thumbs up with a bit of a not so enthusiastic, you know, there always is some kind of a downfall with these things. Like, you can't have it all. You know, the triangle has 3 positive sides to it. Well, you pick 2. And in this case, the negative side would be that it leaks a little bit when you're refilling the device. So, you know, I would give it like about a 9. I mean, yeah, that filling thing is like a -4, but the flavor and then the consistency on top of it, that cancels out everything but a -1. This is close to perfection. The Ivogo Kayfun Mini 2.1. I would say this is a must-have. So, thank you for joining me. Vape long and prosper. And check out part 2 of the video for the unboxing if you're a real glutton for punishment. Peace.